All right, guys, I'm not going to do a fancy intro like I usually do. If you don't know who I am, watch my other videos. The one thing we need to talk about today is the most expensive investment you'll ever make in your music career or any creative venture, and that's being lazy. It's real damn expensive to be lazy when you're going after this stuff. And why do I bring this up? Well, a lot of people say, Adam, well, I know that your marketing stuff probably works, but can I just go to a marketing agency and pay to have them do it? I don't want to do it. Or Adam, I have a music video that I want to record, but I don't have the gear. I'm saving up. Hopefully I can have some money by early next year to shoot the video that I envision for the song. Or Adam, I want to start a YouTube channel and I want to really build my brand and I love everything that you're pushing, but I don't have the gear. I don't have the know-how. I don't have the time. I don't have the, shut the fuck up. Because if you're going out there and you're thinking that the next thing that's going to happen from ground zero, from square one, is going to be success, you got another thing coming. So many people sit around and they wait. And that's all they ever get really good at, is they sit around and think about what they're going to do, think about who they're going to be, think about what they're going to do, but never do any of those things. It's because they're sitting around and convincing themselves that they don't have the gear yet. They're convincing themselves that they don't have the know-how yet. And there has to be a magic switch. There has to be a magic pill that if only I could find this piece of information, I'll be successful in all those goals that I have. Everything that people doubt me for. All the things that my parents said would never come true. It'll come true. The stuff that Adam's preaching on YouTube, or the other guys on YouTube, or the blog article that you read last Tuesday, that can't be it. There has to be more. Has to be more to this. There has to be more. You understand how being lazy is so expensive because you guys are just waiting around. Now you're going to lose time. Time is arguably the most expensive thing in your life, the most valuable thing in your life. You're just going to let that pass you by. Now, don't get me wrong. It doesn't matter how old you are, you can make music. It doesn't matter how old you are, you can find some successes. Now, when it comes to going out there and finding those successes are subjective, right? And I'm not trying to sit here and just roast you guys on what you're doing wrong. I'm roasting you guys on what you're not doing, period. Has nothing to do with going out and trial and error for a lot of you guys. It has, you don't want to do it. You're such an artiste, that your music is all you need to focus on. You're such an artiste that you don't want to be bothered by actually interacting with anybody on social media. You don't want to go through and figure out how to do engaging copywriting and engaging context to your posts, or going out and connecting with actual people. You just want to make the music behind your little keyboard at home, put it out there, and have a few Grammys to hang up on the shelf. Meanwhile, driving 5 different Lamborghinis and an 8,000 square foot house in Bel Air. Doesn't work like that. Sorry if somebody else has convinced you it does. Now, don't get me wrong, there's outliers. We can have that in one hand, and then we can have like playing the lottery in the other. And most likely you're going to win the lottery, like a Powerball, like a Mega Millions thing, before you ever just magically find success in a music career. Not to discourage you guys, but not everybody's meant to succeed. Because there's going to be people in this little subsect over here that come up with excuses, and they come up with reasons that they're not ready yet. They come up with reasons why their turn, their chance, their big break is just around the corner. Yet they never go around a corner. It's like, what corner are you talking about? You're standing in the middle of a 385-acre cornfield. There's no corners. It's just fucking empty. That's the thing. If you don't build a brand, if you don't build a why they should care about you movement, then no one's going to care about you. You never read a history book about somebody that did nothing. Maybe one sentence. They did nothing. And it might be an Amazon best-selling book these days. I might write that myself, but I'd have to write it about one of you guys, because I've already accomplished a lot of shit. More than one sentence. Let me know in the comments below how much you've accomplished, how big that book would be, how many sentences that would be, paragraphs, pages, chapters. I hope you guys are able to write an encyclopedia full of fun and exciting adventures that you've gone on. You've gone out and failed a million times. I think Charles Schultz of Starbucks fame, if I remember correctly, he pitched Starbucks to 242 different venture capitalist things before the 243rd actually said yes. Imagine being rejected 242 times and picking yourself up, not being a little bitch about it, and saying, hey, I'm going to go again because eventually there's a yes coming. But too many of you guys are afraid of 1 or 2 rejections. You're afraid of putting in all this time and money and effort to do a music video that you shot yourself, that a buddy of yours shot, that somebody on Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace or a film student or your cousin Leroy shot, that nobody's going to watch. So you don't do it because you'd rather not do it than experience rejection. You'd rather not do it than experience disappointment. And don't get me wrong, I totally understand. But you can't go out and find your future wife if you're too afraid to go on a date because you're afraid of rejection. You can't go out and find your future successes in a career if you don't take some steps and figure out what you're good at, what you're not good at. There's light at the end of the tunnel for those who enter the tunnel. For those that don't step foot in the tunnel because they're afraid of the dark, well, never going to know what's at the other end. Don't get me wrong, there could be like a clown that's going to murder you violently somewhere in there, but you can't tell a story about getting away from that motherfucker unless you go in there and find him. Something that you guys have to understand is if you want to skip the work, if you want to bypass all of the different things that you're going to learn from, if you're going to go out with your music, and you guys have such quality music, I hear it all the time, whether it's my students in the Sell Music Masterclass, my mentorship program students, the music that is cranking out of these individuals is inspiring to myself. That's why a lot of my students, I'm like, yo, we need to work together because you're creating some awesome music. But the issue is, if you don't have that music to put out there, if you're too afraid, if you go out and say, I have a talent, Adam, but I don't know how to get it out there, that's okay. That's why you want to embrace knowledge. That's why you're on my channel. I'm not here to rag on you too much, but I do want you to open your own eyes and be very self-aware of what are you wasting? Are you wasting time? Are you wasting money? Are you wasting talent? Are you wasting potential? I don't even like the word potential, but are you wasting it? That's something that you have to look at as far as profits and losses every year. How much work have you put in? How much time have you wasted? How much money has gone without a learning experience? Because the money that you put in that comes back with a learning experience is something that's well spent, in my opinion. You got to go out and learn. This is something that each and every one of you have to do. We go out and we're going to be investing time or money. You guys know that. Let me know how much time you've been doing this. How long have you been making music? How long have you been making mistakes? What's your goal over the next 2 years, 5 years, 2 months, 6 days? Because a lot of you guys don't have goals either. Something that we have to jump into is tracking what we're doing in order to see that progress, in order to learn, drive through. I'm not sitting here telling you that it's going to be easy, because it's not. We are music creators and we're crazy. We are not normal whatsoever. Now, if you're really ready to take action, if you're sick of excuses, if you're sick of me yelling at you, click on this video. It's going to take you in the right direction, free of charge. There's no catch. Follow through and you're going to see progress. Then smash that little subscribe button if you haven't yet. And if you don't mind me giving you a little bit of tough love once in a while, click that little bell icon so you can be notified first anytime I upload a video just like this. I appreciate you watching. I know you can do better than you've been doing, and I'll see you in the next video.